Yeah, thank you very much for having me here. I would like to talk about borders in music, especially in classical music. And as always, I hope this theme can somehow translate to you, to your world, and is somehow, in a way, useful for you, because it's very much what you think when you compose for orchestras. So the borders in classical music, in orchestra music, in music, and everywhere are defined by terms. So words give us the borders. There's not a brick wall, and we don't have to climb those walls. It's just we have to redefine the words, and then we can change the borders, or maybe we can delete them. And what I would like to do in that short speech is I would like to delete 3 words out of the collective brain in the world, which is classical music, pop music, and crossover. The 3 things I'm talking about. And the reason is those words are unable to give us, they force us to do something that we would not do, and they force us to think things we would not do. And let me start with a little experiment to show you what I mean. When I say pop music, what drops to your brain? Probably not the Beatles. No, yeah. But the Beatles wrote the most sophisticated songs. So why is this not coming to our mind? When I say classical music, I can hear Beethoven, Mozart. When I say crossover, you think of amplified violins, you see? But pop music, why is that? Because pop music, coming from popular, means, we expect something new from nowadays. If we say classical music, we go back to the old days. But the old days, when do they end? Richard Strauss died in 1949, for example. It's the 20th century. Should we go classical in the 20th century? Or, in the late 50s, they developed music is called minimal music with Steve Reich and Philip Glass. Should we put a thin line between those times and say classical maybe ends somehow? So it's really not helpful, and it forces orchestras, conductors, agencies, everybody to do something, to program things that are not useful, and the young composers, they stay outside because they cannot fulfill those terms. And there is a new breed of composers, and they don't know those barriers and those borders. Because now with the compact information that we get every single day, it's even for a classical composer, the information is cutting through that Rihanna has a new album out. Probably he can sing the hook line. Bright like a diamond, or something like that. And so it's unable to live in an aquarium like it was like 20 years ago when I started without the internet and the mobile phone. I could build my little aquarium and be a classical composer without knowing anything. And then we developed the word crossover for somebody who is jumping out of the aquarium. But the new breed doesn't know that. The composers that hang out in the clubs, on the street, they play in the band and do whatever. They listen to hip-hop, to jazz, to rock, to pop, to anything, and then they go home, take a sheet of paper and write orchestra music. And this is the new crossover I'm talking about. Because old crossover means a man meets a girl. New crossover is they have children, you know? And as we all know, as children very often don't care about what the parents say. And so this is new, and they don't need the term classical or amplified violin or pop music. It's all in there. And when I see, I'm from Dresden, and we have 2 major orchestras there, and also Dresden is known to be like a holy place for the art of composing for orchestra. And if you have a look at the program there, the Staatskapelle Dresden, they premiered Richard Strauss the Philharmonic Orchestra, they premiered all the Bruckner symphonies. Was there a commission? Any composition from this decade? Any first premiere performance? Maybe one, maybe two. But where are they? Let them in. And the reason why they are not in is those borders. We look for crossover for classical music or pop music. But this belongs all together. And what I want to say is, let the new composers in. Let them brew the remedy against our toxic world, or make them reflecting this world, and let them in. I love them, and I would love to be a part of them. And I wrote some music for orchestra, and for this TEDx performance right here, I distilled a quartet version, 2 quartet versions of the orchestra pieces that I would like to play for you, or let them play by the world famous quartet. It's called the Faure Quartet. So please welcome them on stage. Thank you.